Hey, Taquan, do you guys see this? You guys seem to be really coming together as a unit. Do you see this as a statement game? Because I think a lot of people might have slept on you with the early struggles. Do you see it as a statement game against number 6 Oak State?
Honestly, I do feel like people definitely slept on this team after we dropped back-to-back games. But uh, regarding the, making a statement game or whatever, we're preparing this like any other week, and we're going in with the intentions of preparing and going and getting the win.
Brian, go ahead.
Hey, TQ, I was wondering, could you tell us a little bit about how Coach Giles or Coach Hagan, for that matter, how are you guys graded on creating pressure in a game?
Of course, you get graded on sacks, you get graded on pressures. We also get graded on batted balls and et cetera, things like that. I don't know what goes into it specifically on like their grading system, but we definitely get recognition for that.
Yeah. How would you say, because it feels like, Alfred's coming, Moro's coming. It feels like you guys are making more of an impact, even if it's not totally showing up in the stats.
Yeah, we definitely feel that, and we definitely feel like we've been getting pressure on QBs all year long. It might not show up in the stat book, but we're definitely getting hits on the QB, and we're definitely affecting throws.
Yeah. Cool.
Chuck, go ahead.
Yeah, you guys saw Spencer Sanders last year. He's back now from the injury, played against Iowa State. What kind of special problems does he present for the offensive line, being a dual threat quarterback and having the athleticism he does?
We got to be very cautious in our rush lanes because he's an incredible athlete and he extends and makes plays with his feet. And I think we have to be very cautious when we're trying to get there and rush the passer of those lanes so he can't get loose.
Maya, go ahead.
Hey TQ, I was just wondering, what has it been like for you to practice out in this cold weather?
Actually, we haven't practiced in this cold weather yet. We're gonna practice this afternoon, and I don't know, haven't practiced in cold weather in a while, so we'll see what it's like.
Kirk, go ahead.
Yeah, take one. Tom said y'all really haven't played your A game yet this year. Why do you feel that is, and how do you get to that point where you can play at that level as a team?
Um, um, I feel like he said that because we're either playing really well on defense and we might start off slow on offense, or vice versa. We might necessarily have been playing complementary football throughout a full 4 quarters. So maybe that's why he said we haven't played our A game. And maybe the cause of that is, the discipline factor that we've definitely been getting on the past few weeks. And we're just going to continue, to put the work in and prepare for this game.
Chip, you're up.
TQ, what in your opinion happened during the off week that resulted in you all playing complementary football really, kind of completely for the first time this season?
We were tired of losing. We were tired of letting games go. There were close games. It's not like we weren't in those games. It was just like, the small little details of the game that we were missing, things that we weren't necessarily executing. And that's very frustrating when you look back in the film and you see all those little things that you didn't do right, and that could have made a big difference in the game. And I feel like we really focused on that the past couple of weeks to go out there and execute and get the win like we did it versus Baylor.
Nick, you're up.
Yeah, Taquan. In last year's game, Chuba had, I think it was like 37 or 38 carries against y'all. So you're going to be ready for another heavy dose of him. So just what's that like? What did you take from last year's game, and what's it like trying to slow that guy down?
He's an incredible running back, and they're definitely going to use him because they recognize his talent just like everyone else in the country does. And we know that they're going to use him, and we know what we have to do to prepare and what we have to stop as well.
Jake, you're up.
TQ, I know you're a few years older than him, but what was your impression of Jared coming up as a high school athlete? And what did he bring to that 2016 team that made it to the state championship game?
Honestly, most of the time I've seen Jared, he was playing QB in high school. And in 2016, they kind of made a little change and they started lining them up on the outside and throwing them fade balls and running little go routes or slants like that. And he was executing, he was catching touchdown passes, and he was making a difference on that team. He played a big part, just like I did. I feel like he's an incredible athlete, and he's going to continue to get better week in, week out.
Brian, go ahead.
Yeah, Tiki, I just wanted to ask you, what do you remember about your trip up there 2 years ago? And secondly, does the team grasp that all of your goals are technically still out in front of you with who you have yet to play?
We all know what we have ahead of us. Some people may criticize the way we look at things by taking it week by week, but you can't look at the whole pie. You got to take it piece by piece. You can't overlook any opponent. You got to take it week by week. So that's what we're doing. So we might not be looking at the goal ahead of us at the end of the tunnel. We're just going to look at this game versus Oklahoma State and execute and try to get this win.
Maya, go ahead.
Hey TQ, so there's something circulating around that's saying that Texas is considered a rival by like the most teams in the country. What do you think about that?
I think that's pretty cool. That a lot of teams think that we're rivals, and it's kind of like a badge of honor to, like, for teams to hold us to that regard.
Mike, go ahead.
TQ, I wanted to ask you about the trip, follow up to what Brian was talking about, the trip to Oklahoma State. That's a rowdy place. Things are going to be different. What are some of the rowdiest things that has happened? Because they're so close with them paddles and they're yelling at you. What are some of the things that goes on that sideline?
What I remember from a couple of years ago is that, the sidelines are really, really small, and that's something that I never really experienced before, and it was something new. And of course, those paddles, you feel like the paddles are like right in your ear, banging against the walls of the stadium. It's a pretty unique atmosphere with the paddles and the small sidelines. It kind of makes you feel very enclosed in, and it's definitely, I would say, an advantage for Oklahoma State. But being through it before, I think the team is going to be just fine dealing with it.
Danny, go ahead.
TQ, kind of following up on Mike's question, what was the experience like at Tech with you being a road team, but the stadium not being completely full? And as a player, do you miss not having, a stadium full of fans against you and cheering against y'all, or do you guys even notice that at this point?
I think, the first couple of games, it kind of was a shock, not having that many fans in the stands. Even when we play at home, there's not that many fans in the stands. And I think it takes away the advantage of the home team a little bit by not having that many fans there and not having as much crowd noise as you usually do. But I feel like the team has adjusted pretty well into not playing with any fans. We know we have to go out there and play with each other, play together, and execute. So I don't think what the stadium looks like affects us at all.
Got time for two last questions for TQ. We'll start with Kirk.
Yeah, TQ, last year, Chuba did have 37 carries, and I think you guys were running 5 in the box a lot, almost to entice him to run. I don't know if that was kind of a rope-a-dope kind of thing, but Tylan Wallace only had 5 catches. So what can you talk about as far as the strategy when they have that scary and balanced an offense?
Honestly, we have to play disciplined football because they got a monster at receiver and they got a monster at the running back position as well. And we just have to play disciplined and sound football. We have to tackle well. We have to be in the right spots at the right time. And I think that if we do those things and we prepare the way I know we're going to be fine.
Last one, Chip.
TQ, what needs to happen for y'all to get better on third down defensively, and what gives you confidence that this team is better prepared to handle the adversity you'll face Saturday than the adversity you faced earlier in the season?
Honestly, we went through overtime with Tech, and we've been through 4 overtimes with Oklahoma. I think these guys I think as a team, we are battle tested, and we've been through the ups and the downs on both ends of it. So I think we were very prepared for Saturday, either way it goes. And I'm very confident in the team, and I think we're going to go out there and play well, and we're going to be a disciplined football team.
Hey, Cade, could you clear up the big controversy from the game, I guess? At the end of the game, did you intentionally go down, or were you trying to score? What kind of happened on that last play when you got stopped?
So right before that drive, Coach Drayton, our running backs coach, came up to the running backs and the tight ends and told us to grind to the 5, which means don't score if you're wide open, slide at the 5 so we can run out the clock and take a knee, and don't worry about going back out on defense and, worry about the other team scoring. So I took that into consideration, and I got the ball and kind of made a guy miss, and I had an opportunity to score, but I didn't, slid, and that's kind of how it went.
So does Coach owe you a touchdown or anything?
I don't know. It is what it is. I'm doing it for the team, but I don't really care about stats and all that. Just forget the dub. That's all that matters to me.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Cade, are you personally mentoring Jared Wiley, and are you the reason he's kind of taking off so early?
Yeah, he's doing a great job so far, especially in the passing game. He's making some plays. He's a big body guy, 6'7", 250. So he's doing a great job. He's getting open. He's improving in the run game. He's getting better there, but he's definitely made an improvement from year 1 now on to his second year. So
he's definitely not a quarterback anymore, right? Got all that out of the system.
No, I mean, I've seen him throw before practice. He's kind of lost a little bit. Definitely made the transition.
He's not the emergency 4th-string quarterback or anything, is he?
I don't believe so. We haven't gotten that far, but hopefully we won't get in that situation.
Coach Herman said y'all haven't played your A game yet, and probably haven't since the Alamo Bowl. What do you think it'll take to bring your A game on Saturday?
We just gotta, stick to the game plan and stop being ourselves. We gotta be more disciplined. That's the big thing with us. We're beating ourselves too much, and we gotta be disciplined and stick to our technique, stick to the what our coaches are teaching us, and not doing our own thing. So if we do that, we can play our A game, no doubt. And I think it's also a mentality within our team. So yeah, I think we're taking the steps necessary to get that done, and I'm excited to see what's going to happen on Saturday.
Mike, go ahead.
Hey, Cade, obviously the offense is a new type of offense. It's something that Mike Yursich brought here. You were in Tim Beck's and Tom Herman's offense. Without giving away too many secrets, what are some of the nuances that are part of this new offense that you guys are playing with?
I would say it's very similar to what Coach Beck and Coach Herman were implementing in our offense. But Coach Yursich brings another style. He brings in a lot more tempo plays. We have it's called warps. Those are our tempo plays. We really didn't have that in the past, and that's really been an advantage for us on other teams. A lot more different pass concepts that are brought in, but a lot of the run game is still the same. But definitely Coach Yursich has come in and definitely changed perspective on the offense.
Brian, you're up.
Cade, all seniors really want to do is win. They don't care about statistics or playing time typically, right? But as a senior, what have you seen so far of the first 5 games that you have liked? And what do you think this team can do over the next 5?
I really liked our effort. Our effort's been outstanding. I like the fact that we're getting better every week. We're taking steps. We're getting so much closer to where we want to be every week, and hopefully we can make that happen here in the next couple of weeks. But I really like where the offense is going. Got to fix some technique stuff within the tight end room and some of the stuff on offense. But it's definitely getting there. We're definitely on the right step to reach our full potential.
Cool.
Dennis, go ahead.
Hey, along those lines, is there something, I mean, you're a senior, you're a competitor. Do you think this team needs to prove to itself that it can compete and beat a top 10 national team?
Do that, it could happen that way in Stillwater this weekend too. If we just leave our egos at the door and play together.
Marcus, go ahead.
Yeah, we saw Jared Wiley have a pretty big game this last weekend, and that's not necessarily something we've seen all season. I'm just wondering, you mentioned the nuances with Coach Yurstich's offense. Can you just kind of describe the specific role and just exactly what is required of a tight end and specifically with Coach Yurstich's offense this year?
You got to be smart. That's I think the number one thing in my book. We do a lot of stuff, and you got to be able to, be football intelligent. Got to be physical. We do a lot of, blocking and, kind of be like a fullback almost in the NFL. We got to, be very physical and got to be tough. Got to be very tough. Coach Bowler preaches that all the time. Got to be tough and be smart, like I said, and make plays in the passing game.
Last one, Danny.
Cade, how are you different from the kid who showed up here in 2017? And have you accomplished everything you wanted to accomplish? I'm assuming the answer to that one is no.
I would say I'm definitely different. I'm obviously a lot bigger than when I came in. My blocking has improved tremendously since I got here. I didn't really block much in high school. I wasn't a very good blocker, but since when I came in here, it's definitely improved. But when it comes to the passing game, it is what it is. That's not my job to, talk about that. But as long as we're winning and the team, it's all about the team for me. As long as we're winning, like it doesn't really matter to me. But yeah.